excessive leverage of the financial intermediaries. This excessive leverage, particularly that of households and corporations, was encouraged by taxation and regulation, that discriminated against equity capital and provided encouragement of debt financing. Excessive leverage of financial intermediaries may have been the result of greed and lax regulations on capital requirements for the banks. Excessive leverage of government was primarily due to rapidly increasing public expenditure, tax evasion, and bailouts of private debt, including those of financial institutions. In this sense, we can say that the significant parts of the global economy have been infected of the Argentine economic disease. The big risk for the future arises from the possibility that governments, financial institutions, and big businesses finally decide that the solution is also to deal with it the Argentina way, that is, inflating the debt away and generalizing default. This is a relevant warning these days. Look at the policies that are being implemented in the US, the economy that provides the most important global currency, and listen to the proposal of leading American economists. I am not talking of unknown economists. I am talking, for example, of Ken Rogoff and even Paul Krugman. They propose increasing the inflation target to 4–5% annually for several years in order to generate negative real interest rates and soften the burden of the debts. Just to be sure that it's not just a proposal by Ken Rogoff and Paul Krugman, I found in the Financial Times 2 days ago a very interesting reference. It's an article written by Martin Wolf. It was published on April 29, 2011. In commenting what is going on in the UK, Martin Wolf says, "Yet, as Paul de Groot of Louvain University argues in a brilliant recent paper, this ignores the huge benefits of being able to finance the government via its own floating currency. The UK cannot default, Spain can. For the former, much of the adjustment would come in the stabilizing form of a fall in the exchange rate. For the latter, it would come in the destabilizing form of a fall in the price of its debt." To think that a fall in the exchange rate is not destabilizing, and that is the big advantage of countries that can finance their governments by their own floating currencies, is to consider that it is a good idea to try to inflate the debt away. Actually, more or less at the same time I was writing this note, I read an article by Greg Mankiw in a very interesting article in the New York Times. And the article said that in the year 2017, I think, or 2020, the President of the United States gave a speech and said, "Look, we could not sell our treasury bills, our bonds. The market did not purchase them, so we had to go to the IMF to request support to cope with our debt problem," exactly like Argentina or many other emerging countries were forced to do in the past. Of course, his argument was related to the fact that the public debt in the United States is increasing very rapidly. I thought that will never happen. That will never happen for the same reason that this professor of Louvain University said about the UK. But I see that the US has extremely expansionary monetary policies, not because by looking at pro-money statistics or M2 and M3, or not even by looking at the amount of, or the increase in the balance sheet of the Fed. I think the best indicator is the fact that almost everybody in the United States seems to be very comfortable with the dollar going down, devaluing vis-a-vis the rest of the currency, and being happy in a sense if other currencies assume the responsibility to restrict their own monetary policies and let their currencies to appreciate vis-a-vis the dollar. But you know, if the other countries try to implement monetary policies much more stricter than that of the US, being the US the dollar such an important global currency, I think that the chances for those countries to prevent or solve, if they already are going through a debt crisis like part of Europe is going through, will increase. So I think that eventually, if the US pursues a policy of letting its currency to devalue, to become very, very weak, eventually the other countries will also implement expansionary monetary policies to prevent that fall in the dollar, and we will have expansionary monetary policies all over the world, and we will have a high inflation. Of course, this is not a prediction. I am not predicting that will happen. I think there are ways to prevent that course for the global economy. But there is an alternative solution to the excessive. The point I want to make is that the reason why inflation may become a global problem is because more and more countries, starting with the US, try to solve their debt problem by inflating the debt away. Of course, one could say the Fed and the central bank will never do that. But you know, if people are more and more saying that currency should be, exchange rate should be flexible as a way to facilitate the adjustments, and because a country can borrow in its own currency, it can have a very expansionary fiscal policy and increase its debt to very high levels, then the probability that that this country tries to inflate away its debt increases. So, what is the alternative solutions? To find solutions for the debt problems that in general do not generate bailouts and transferences of private debt into public debt. That requires working with orderly debt restructuring and generate bail-ins rather than bailouts, and really try to find solutions for the debt problems without relying on the excessively expansionary monetary policies. Okay, that's the message I wanted to leave.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cavalla. And we are now turning to Professor Aristan Estentupielo. Please prepare your earphones. Thank you very much.
Уважаемые модераторы, уважаемые дамы и господа, добрый день. Чтобы у меня было заявление, предложение достаточно мощное, основательное, я имею в виду прежде всего статью книгу «Десятилетняя история эра американского доллара как резервной валюты». Прежде хочу надежный и заслужат доверие правительств других стран